Most people think that trust is built slowly over months. That is not entirely true. Deep trust, yes, it does take time, but initial trust, that happens very fast. And immediately, your brain says, relax, brother, at least let me breathe. You know what builds trust very, very quickly? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speak Smart. First of all, if you've been following this podcast from the very beginning, thank you so very much. We're now on episode 16, which honestly feels a little too unreal to me because this podcast started with one simple thought, which was to help people communicate in a more real, practical, and human way. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Nikhil Malhotra. I am a TEFL certified English language trainer and CPD certified corporate soft skills trainer and facilitator. Currently, working with thousands of students and professionals in communication skills, workplace readiness, confidence, sales conversations, leadership communication, and overall professional development. And today's topic is something that can genuinely change your career growth, your client relationships, your interviews, your sales conversions, honestly, even your personal relationships. Today, we are talking about how to build trust in the first 60 seconds, especially during sales conversations. Now, before some of you say, Sir, I'm not into sales, let me stop you right there. Because everyone is doing sales at some point or the other. An interview is sales, a meeting is sales, convincing your manager is sales, trying to explain to your parents why you need a bike upgrade, definitely sales. Human interaction itself is persuasion. And here's the most interesting thing. Most people think that trust is built slowly over months. That is not entirely true. Deep trust, yes, it does take time, but initial trust, that happens very fast. Sometimes within the first 30 to 60 seconds. People decide very quickly. Can I trust this person? Do they feel genuine? Are they trying too hard? Do I feel safe around them? But the scary part is that most people destroy trust in the first minute itself without even realizing it, especially during professional or sales conversations. You've probably experienced this yourself. You walk into a store, and before you even look around properly, someone attacks you with, Sir, what are you looking for? Sir, we have discount. Sir, this is the best. Sir, today last offer. Sir, and immediately your brain says, relax, brother, at least let me breathe. That's what pressure feels like. And pressure kills trust. One of the biggest mistakes people make in sales communication is trying to sell before trying to understand. And people can feel that desperation very quickly. In fact, let me tell you something really funny. The more someone says, trust me, the less people trust them. Because trust is not built through the phrase itself, trust me. Trust is built through behavior, through tone, through calmness, through listening, through the clarity. You know what builds trust very, very quickly? It's the comfort. The moment people feel comfortable around you, their guard starts dropping off. And this is where most professionals go wrong. They think that confidence means talking too fast, using jargon, sounding overly energetic, speaking continuously without a pause. My dear, that's not the case. Real confidence lies in calmness. In fact, if you remember episode 2 of Speak Smart, how to speak clearly without sounding robotic, you'll notice that we discussed something very similar over there too. Because robotic communication makes people uncomfortable. And uncomfortable people rarely trust you. You can actually watch that episode in the I button over here because it connects perfectly with today's topic. Now, let me give you a very realistic corporate example too. Imagine two sales professionals entering a client meeting. The first person starts like this. Good afternoon, sir. Let me quickly tell you why our solution is the best. Immediately, the defensive walls go up. Now, the second person enters and says, Good afternoon. Before we discuss anything further, I'd like to understand what you are doing to currently handle this particular change. Completely different energy. One is trying to sell, the other is trying to understand. And human beings naturally trust people who make them feel heard. That's why active listening is one of the biggest trust building tools in professional communication. In fact, there's a simple framework that I recommend professionals working in sales, client handling, HR, leadership roles, or even interviews. I call it the CALM framework. Very easy to remember. C stands for connect, A for ask, L for listen, M for mirror. First, connect like a human being, first, not like a brochure. Then, ask meaningful questions. Then, genuinely listen to their problems and their answers. And finally, mirror the person's communication style. Slightly, of course, not artificially, very naturally. If someone is calm, don't behave like a motivational speaker at two times the speed. If someone is formal, don't become over casual because people trust familiarity. This framework sounds simple and it also works beautifully. And honestly, one of the biggest reasons people fail in the professional conversations is because they enter conversations with one mission. How do I impress this person? Which is obviously a wrong goal. The real goal should instead be, how do I make this person comfortable enough to trust me? That changes everything. And trust me, people remember how you make them feel more than the exact words that you used. I've seen professionals with average English close deals beautifully because clients felt safe around them. And I've seen people with amazing vocabulary, amazing English fail because they sounded artificial. You know what instantly reduces the trust? It's the fake energy, especially the corporate fake energy. Absolutely, sir. Definitely, sir. 100%, sir. Outstanding, sir. Phenomenal, sir. Life changing, sir. Relax, buddy. Nobody trusts someone who sounds like a walking advertisement. Natural beats impressive, always. And it applies beautifully even during interviews. Sometimes candidates walk in trying to sound ultra professional, forget basic human warmth. One genuine smile and calm conversation often creates more trust than memorized corporate lines. And let me tell you something important here. If you genuinely want to understand yourself better professionally, your strengths, communication style, personality traits, and even the suitable career options, I've designed something called the Unite Persona Assessment. This assessment helps you understand your personality traits, your SWOT analysis, your behavioral patterns, and career directions that may naturally suit your personality. A lot of people struggle professionally not because they lack talent, but because they don't fully understand themselves. The link to the Unite Persona Assessment is available in the description. Once you complete it, you'll receive your detailed report within 48 hours. And honestly, if you are serious about personal and professional growth, it's something worth exploring. Coming back to trust building, there's another powerful framework used in communication and corporate training called the 3V principle. 3V. Okay? Verbal, vocal, visual. Meaning people trust not only your words, but your tone and your body language. You may say that I'm confident, but if your shoulders are collapsed and your eye contact disappears every 2 seconds, your voice sounds nervous, the message breaks. Alignment of the three builds trust. When your words, tone, and body language match, people feel the authenticity. And authenticity is rare in today's world. That's why it stands out immediately. Let me also give you one practical trick you can use from today itself. In the first 60 seconds of any important conversation, focus more on curiosity than performance. Curious people ask better questions. And people love talking to good listeners. In fact, one of the best trust building questions in professional conversations is, what has your experience been like so far? Simple, open minded, non threatening, and suddenly conversation becomes collaborative instead of transactional. That is powerful. You know what's funny though? Most people think that communication is about speaking, but at higher professional levels, communication is mostly emotional intelligence. Can people feel respected around you? Can they feel heard? Can they feel psychologically safe? That's where trust comes from. And once trust comes, influence becomes easier naturally. Now, before we close, let me motivate some of you a little. If you've always felt maybe I'm not naturally confident, maybe I'm not good at communication, maybe people don't take me seriously, please understand this. Communication is not a talent gifted to a few people, it is a trainable skill. Nobody is born knowing how to handle clients, lead conversations, build trust, or present professionally. People learn, people practice, and they improve. And you can too. One conversation at a time, one meeting at a time, one improvement at a time. And if you've been enjoying Speak Smart so far, make sure not to forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon because every single episode here is designed to help you grow professionally and personally in a practical way. Also, if you or your organization are looking to improve professional communication, soft skills, sales communication, workplace confidence, leadership presence, or client handling skills, you can connect with me directly. You can reach out through LinkedIn, Instagram, or WhatsApp. The details are available in the description. I also conduct online professional paid sessions, students, working professionals, and teams. And honestly, I'd love to help you grow. If this episode added value to you, share it with someone who works in sales, client communication, HR leadership, customer service, honestly, anyone who interacts with human beings every day. Because trust is becoming one of the rarest and most valuable professional skills today. The people who learn how to build it well grow differently. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, speak clearly, speak smartly, speak honestly, and most importantly, speak smart.